I absolutely love the production. I still hear where everything is missing.
Yeah.
But if I'm just listening to music and beats.
I was talking to one of the ghostwriters, and he said we used to collaborate together. He said, and then at some point, Ye would be like, write me 3 songs, I'm going shopping, I'll be back, I want these done when I get back. And it didn't feel like a collaboration anymore.
All right, so we got to get into what the pod had to say about this new Kanye West album, Bully. Like the video and subscribe. Let's get it.
Against my better judgment, against my will, I played Bully.
Oh.
I listened to the Kanye. Because I said I'm not going to fuck with Kanye no more. I will admit, after he had that recent wave of the mental health stuff, I know.
It worked. It worked.
As I was listening to it, I said, I ain't going to say they got me. But
go sit with the rabbi, everything's good.
The rabbi, once you talk to the rabbi, you know I was good.
Yeah.
And then after he talked about his mental health and all that stuff, I felt some sympathy. I broke open the album.
As did I.
Yeah. What'd y'all think?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Was it mid?
By my definition, yes, I believe I would classify that in the six-ish range.
I thought it was mid.
You could hear Kanye in there somewhere, but it's not at the level that we've come to know and love Kanye at. It sounds like all the people. Kanye is an amazing, great, one of the best artists we've ever had or seen in hip hop or any genre, period, to me.
Yeah.
He's on my Mount Rushmore of inspirations.
I get it.
That being said, you can tell that Mike Dean's missing, that Sci-Hi's missing, that, you know, some of the people that helped him create these masterpieces that he has created time and time again are no longer around.
Can I jump in and add some names to your people that might be missing list?
Please.
Pusha T.
Push, of course.
Common Sense.
GLC.
GLC, fucking
really
Consequence. Who's my man?
Rhyme Fest fucking with him?
Rhyme Fest,
Rhyme
Jesus.
Fest, yeah.
All of the writers.
Yeah.
That's what was jumping off the album to me.
All the co-producers.
The writers are gone.
The co-producers. Because like even just like the vocal production, he didn't sound like Kanye.
Right.
Bars aside, we could put that aside, even though I don't think they were quite there.
It wasn't
the way
bars.
that he was delivering sounds like he was missing some people that would maybe push him a little bit harder.
This almost sounds like a rough project.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't finished. Like he was still working on it.
It was sold to us in the marketing. And in the whatever rollout there was as this is Kanye back to form. This was like Kanye coming back to be the Kanye you remember. And there was a way that it sounded like that, but it sounded like
he was missing people.
Yeah, like
a stripped down version of it.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. A stripped down version of it. And it's not the worst Kanye I've heard.
No.
You know,
not at all.
Rhyme wise or production, but it absolutely is nowhere near Kanye at his peak, or even Kanye's second tier. It's not even Kanye's second tier music for me. But there was some genius in there.
I had yeah, you could tell that, like you brother said, that Kanye was in there. You could hear where Kanye was in there. I just also heard where some people were missing. I had no idea the album was coming out. So when I got to it, it was Saturday night.
Yeah, I got to it on a YouTube stream Saturday morning.
Yeah, it was supposed to drop the Saturday.
Yeah.
And it hit to say, I was driving in the car.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's 1 a.m. and I'm in my vehicle now. I don't really like to.
That's not what you listen at. For you.
That's where I like to go to the joints that I know I enjoy. I don't want 1 a.m. on Sunday morning.
New music, yeah.
So I put it on. Started with King. Okay, King, here we go.
The time is now.
I absolutely love the production. I still hear where everything is missing.
Yeah.
But if I'm just listening to music and beats, and by the time he got to 4, like this is my bop. I expect this from him. Oh yeah.
When I got to this one, I said, okay, I see what he's doing. This is a stadium album.
Listen, man, that shit is hard.
Yeah, that shit is hard.
That right there is tough.
There's some good records on here, yo.
Yeah.
There's some good, a lot of really good ideas. I just don't think it's executed to the extent that we usually see from Kanye.
Well, how are you going to execute it if...
Oh, shit, what's
happening here? How are we going to execute it if Larry Jackson and Gamma is cutting me the big check as soon as 9 songs is done?
Oh, maybe that's what's happening. I don't know.
And I'm talking shit.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea.
Got you.
I mean, I'm sure there was a big check cut.
I'm sure.
Big check.
Yeah, but this could be. He could. It does have like a demo-ish feel.
That's all. That's all.
It just does.
The mixing It don't sound like this is finished.
It doesn't even sound demo-y. It sounds demo-y compared to what he usually does, but it sounds like you don't have them guys.
people.
Yeah.
And it's so mid-track.
Respectfully, I don't mean to disrespect the people that worked on this album because I think there is some really good shit in here. It's just not what we're used to with yet.
I'm interested to see if he does his real-time updates on this one. You know how the last projects he go back in, tinker with them, mix them.
Yeah, like this is just another one where I'm an MC, so I fell in love with that beat and just what he decided to do on it.
It was a lot of the auto-tune-y singing shit, which
I'm over that.
I'm a little bit over that.
I love it.
And I just miss the old rhymes, honestly. The team he had writing for him, I guess 4 albums ago.
For his whole career, he's had great writers.
Facts. His entire career. There seemed like a moment early on where there was a lot of good collaboration. And then I was talking to one of the ghostwriters, and he said, we used to collaborate together. He said, and then at some point, Ye would be like, write me 3 songs, I'm going shopping, I'll be back, I want these done when I get back. And it didn't feel like a collaboration anymore. And I think that changed. You can kind of hear that over the albums. And now it feels like not just that, but also that maybe, definitely just new writers. And what?
You just reminded me of one of my favorite eras in hip hop when Kanye made all y'all niggas fly down the fucking wheels there. Wisconsin.
There's Hawaii, then there's Wyoming.
Yeah, when he flew all y'all down there and made y'all sleep on an air mattress in the little guest cabin in the back. And just write songs. Yo, what a dick. What a dick.
Some good shit came out of that, though. But anyway.
Yeah, some good shit do come out of forcing creatives to stay in a room and write you some shit.
They can't leave till it's done.
Yeah. Anyway. Exactly. Yeah, you just reminded me of that. That's all.
Nah, we need to bring back the suits in the studio era. You know what I mean? That was the fly era. But again, this is solid to me.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's mid.
It's better than what I expected it to be, so I'm fine with that.
Much better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, it ain't mid. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna call it mid.
I know we don't know what mid is today.
But I said we having the mid debate again, but
I'm not.
Yeah, mid is a huge sliding scale, but
it's for Kanye, it's mid. I'll say that. I mean, you're talking about someone who's made some of the greatest albums in the history of music.
Yes.
Yeah, on his scale.
Where you at on the Yeezus front?
I like Yeezus.
I know where the Yeezus people are in the room.
No sir.
But I don't know where Mark is.
I like it more than most people do, but it's not in my top 5 Kanye albums.
Me either.
Yeah,
me either.
But some people panic like this. Like it's shit.
Is this the album? Is this the Kanye album that you would closest describe as mid?
Oh, that's a good.
That's
question.
what I'm trying to figure out.
Nah, a couple of those gospel records, respectfully, were not that great.
Yes.
Shit, that Ye album. I'll put that.
The
there.
Ye album is the one. Yeah,
the Ye album goes there.
What's on the Ye album?
That's when he did that Good Music Run.
The EP thing.
The little EP albums.
Yeah. That's
his album.
Yeah, that one wasn't great either.
But this would be toward the bottom of my Ye list.
Still don't know what album that is.
It's the one with the mountain on the cover with the hand written in the green
I love
font.
being bipolar. It's awesome. Written on there.
I skipped that one.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I don't count that.
That's why that's the answer. Yeah,
I don't count that because it's only 7 songs. I don't care.
That's a true Kanye fan right there.
Hey,
I don't count it. Only 7 songs.
Don't count it.
And that's when I got into the fight about Daytona. But we'll
if
leave
you
it.
super dope, like and your catalog is super dope, I might not count your wackest album.
Facts.
You shouldn't.
Everybody
get a pass.
If you got multiple classics up there at the top, and you drop some whack album, all right, cool, you did that.
Especially
Move.
if it's 7
Let me
songs.
go back to these.
Kanye may have the best run out the gate of albums of any artist.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hyperbolic because somebody goes say I'm crazy, but it's up there.
It's up there.
It's all time.
It's
You
up
got
all
Prince. There's a few people you could name out the gate from debut to. He's up there. So
He's up there, bro.
He got a few shitty albums that I will excuse.
For sure.
He's earned that.
Yeah, he's earned that. And I'm not saying this album is shitty, but
He don't ever have to put another good album out again.
Right.
I'm cool.
Facts.
his
What
cement is
you
dry
gave
as
us.
far as legendary status.
Yes.
You know, that's why I hate when they put out these albums.
Beyond, he's an icon. You know what I mean?
Right.
He is a genius. But this, I mean, listen, I liked it, but I don't love it.
I do think that Mike Dean should get back with Kanye. I'm just talking about creatively. I'm not talking about whatever shit they got going on. And I do think that
with Weeknd now.
40 should find his way back to Drake.
Agreed on both fronts.
And then I'd feel better.
Sure, even Ali with Kendrick, honestly.
Who's Kendrick with?
He's working the what's the name's people's what's the producer dude? Jack Antonoff's people.
Okay.
Who are dope. They do Taylor Swift and shit. Like, they're dope. But
Got it.
Ali has a different tone to me.
Okay, first and foremost, I didn't love the last album, And I feel like this album is better than the last album. I can't even remember what the last album was called. I just remember his wife was on the cover half naked. But for both albums, I can see people having a critique saying that the audio from Kanye, at least when he's recording his verses, don't sound as crisp as they did previously. While I'm trying to get my cat off the desk, my bad. So last album, when everything sounded a little weird production wise, it felt like his head wasn't in the right place. When I listened to this album, it almost felt like, and see, a lot of y'all might not know where I'm coming from, but some of the engineering, the way he was recording his verses, it kind of reminded me of something you would see on a Earl Sweatshirt album, a Mike album, where they record the verses in a way where it's not so mixed, if that's what I'm looking for. And so I'm thinking on this album, maybe that's what Kanye was going for. And I didn't hate it. I just didn't like a lot of songs on this album, and I felt the same way the pod felt, where it was like, for me, well, I'll say Joe, because I did hear Ice say he likes songs like Father and This Is a Must. I didn't like anything until Andre Troutman came on the scene, track 4, and then from there I like 4 to 6. I wasn't feeling 7 to 10. You know, some of these songs right here, number 1, short songs. None of these songs made it to 3 minutes. And they feel like songs where Kanye just kind of got a melody and just stretched them out. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. I was even surprised I didn't like the song called Bully, because usually when you name a song Bully and that's the name of the album, that's going to be a fire song. And you got CeeLo Green. I'm like, oh, I'm going to love this. Nope. Didn't like that. So I woke back up around 11 to 16. Didn't like Last Breath, but I did like this one here. And I can understand where Ice was coming from when he said this sounds like a stadium album. That big sound. He kind of got into his EDM kind of bag. And I like that poppy music. I like house music. I feel like Kanye kind of merged those worlds together. And I just want to say the spirit of Kanye on this album, he sounded calm. Like that's one thing I wish the pod would have pointed out. He sounds like he's found some kind of peace on this album, and I was happy about that. Even in these songs I didn't like up here, it sounds like Kanye is in his creative bag and, you know, wants to put out stuff that he likes. It's like, to me, this sounded, and I hate to say like 50 million fucking times. To me, this sounded as if Kanye was having fun making this album. So when I'm looking at Mama's Favorite, Sisters and Brothers, Bully, Highs and Lows, this sounds like things that he would put together if he was in the studio having fun, messing with the equipment, the way we used to see Kanye in the studio making beats and stuff like that. That's how it felt to me when I go back into this mindset of Kanye sounded like he was at peace. And I love that, okay? But still, better than I thought it would sound. And once again, it's Kanye. It's almost, I don't want to compare Kanye to R. Kelly, not at all. But what I'm saying is, remember that Boondocks episode when Riley said, we know the nigga can sing. That's how it is with Kanye. It's hard for Kanye to make a trash album. It's just not gonna happen. He's too musically gifted. It's the reason that he gets all of these passes. It's the reason that I think some of his mental was in the state it was, because when you're this great of an artist, can't nobody tell you shit. And it's almost as if people want to see geniuses be crazy so they can say, well, he's a genius, that's why he's crazy. if that makes any type of sense. And to me, this album sounded like a Kanye who found something and he's at peace. I don't know if it's his wife. I don't know if he got back in his spirituality, found a relationship with God. Whatever it is, it's working. And I love that about the album. Another critique I would have, some of the songs where I was like, spread that out. They was too short. So this one with Don Toliver, I'm like, man, spread that out. I love that sample. But at the same time, once again, going back to what I said, sounds like Kanye was having fun. And this album was unique for me because while we do have 18 tracks, a lot of the tracks were so short, it didn't feel like 20 tracks. It almost felt like 11 songs just because the songs were so short. And so I'll give Kanye credit of making a long album feel like a light play, and maybe that's what he was going for too, because y'all know my critique on long albums. It's just it's a daunting task, and I understand. I really do like open world video games, but I understand why people will see an open world video game and they say, man, that's a lot of game. I don't want to walk all over the planet in this game. And so that's kind of how I feel about a long album. And Kanye did a good job of making this 18, 19 track album feel like I wasn't sitting here all day listening to it. And so that also gives you a little more leeway to embrace the music, to try to understand the music and appreciate it and go back to it. Okay. And so maybe I'll go back to some of these songs, but I think Kanye is in a good place. But all in all, I wouldn't call the album mid, and I'm interested to see what y'all thought about the album too. Also, when you putting the kids as the album cover, I love when you make a decent album. Cause some of y'all use y'all kids as the album cover and the album be trash. I just wanted to state that. So y'all tell me what y'all thought about Bully. I liked it. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.